Hey everyone, I'm Amber Kanoy with Deco-Art. If you love mixed media like I do, well, keep it here. We've got some great ideas coming your way. Well, let's have some fun with Decoupage. For you all who are new to Decoupage, Decoupage acts as a glue and almost a sealant. For instance, we've got some scrapbooking paper here and a piece of canvas. We're going to Decoupage this on. And I have actually got the matte finish here since I'm working with a canvas. I don't want it to have too much sheen to it. Love this product. So we're first going to do the glue layer. We're using a brush. Once I get this applied really well and I put my paper down, we want to work from the center out. That is a key tip that everyone needs to remember when decoupaging, just so you get all those air bubbles out. All right, let's put our paper down. I'm actually going to go ahead and add a little bit more. You want to get it sealed really, really well. Now, like I said, work from your center out. Go all the way to the edges. You really want to get those edges because you really want it to seal it down on the object that you're decoupaging it to. Have some fun with this. I hope your creative juices are flowing. You think about all the different applications that you can use for this because it really can be a lot of fun. Now remember, this is going to dry clear, so you're not going to have to worry about the white appearing later. You're going to keep doing that, working from your middle out. Now you can decoupage to canvas or you can decoupage to boxes like we have here in our example. We've done a very similar color scheme like what we're working on here. And you can literally, instead of applying the decoupage to the canvas, you would apply it to the box and do the same process. So again, once you cover the top and then put your paper down, you're going to work from the end, the middle out again. I'm going to show you how to make this really cute decoupage owl using a pre-cut piece of wood. Now you can find these at a lot of the different craft stores. You can find them in other shapes, animals, maybe a ladybug. Ooh, I think I found my next one after the owl. All right, so we are going to take our brush and apply the decoupage, the base layer. Let me get this on here pretty thick. Now this is a larger project, so once we get the owl on here, we want to use a brayer to smooth him out. We've cut this out using scrapbook paper, so just think about all the different color combinations that this owl could have. This would be super cute for a little girl's room, a little boy's room. I've seen a lot of little boys here lately having owl-themed rooms, so you could really have a lot of fun. I hope you're like me and right now you're just thinking, ooh, think of all the different color combos or the different projects you could use doing this. Just taking the same idea, using that fact that we're showing you an owl completed here, just how many different ways you could change this up. If you like ladybugs, you like owls, you like pigs, cats, think about all those people in your life that you could really make some fabulous gifts for using the same process. All right, we can take our piece of scrapbook paper that we have cut out. We just traced it, cut him out really easily. Okay. Now again, since it is a larger project, want to use a brayer, just like you would a brush, starting from the inside working out. And this is really going to give you that smooth application. Well, I'm going to show you how easy it is to layer papers, photos, anything you want to do with that with decoupage. It's really, really fun. So we've got our decoupage here. Already got me a little bit out. I've already got my base coat on and I used a brayer on this. But now you can see my pre-cut pieces. Again, this is just scrapbooking paper. So much fun. I'm going to go around, add the decoupage where this first piece is going to go. I'm going to do one piece at a time as opposed to trying to do them all at once. I find I get better results that way. He's going to be so cute. Just love owls. Of course, you can always go add more if you need to. All right. He's really going to start looking like an owl now. So we're layering our first piece on there. you know what, and I didn't put anything right here, so we're going to add that. Simple enough. Now we're going to add the eyes. Can't have an owl without eyes. All right, gotta have a little feet. So cute. Love this. All right, I guess these would be its feathers. Just gonna put a row here. That over in the middle. Got another row. And gotta have a beak. So I'm actually gonna have this overlap just a little bit here. All right, we are ready to put on our final coat. Now, to get a really smooth finish, here's a tip for you. Lightly dampen your brush. If you're afraid you've got too much water on there, just brush off the excess. And we are going to start putting our top coat on here. You're just going to finish doing this and you will see that the end result is quite a hoot. When thinking about decoupaging next, think about napkins. They're super inexpensive, and I want you to think about the napkins that aren't found at your dinner table that you're just tossing away every night. Think about your kid's last birthday party, maybe the holiday. Who doesn't have a ton of these hanging around? And they're super inexpensive and super fun to use for your next decoupage. Now, one thing to consider, I've already trimmed a piece of the blue and white trim we have here. Since there are layers to napkins, you want to take off those back layers when you're using this. So I've got that one ready. Now, you don't have to cut out all the individual pieces like this, like I have. See, we've actually had some fun and cut out the individual ones. You could actually just look like here. Kind of, you can eye it, measure if you want to get really specific. And just cut. So you could actually do an entire wrap. You've seen the car wraps? Now we've got terracotta wraps. All right, again, you'd want to go ahead and take those off. All right, so let's get our decoupage ready and let the fun begin. Now, quick tip here. These napkins are very, very thin, so you want to be very gentle. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a light coat there. I think I'm going to take him. He looks fun. Place him on gently. And then you just want to use very light strokes. You don't want to tear the paper. The beautiful thing about napkins is really, I mean, if you're using light strokes, they go on so well and adhere so well because they are so thin. So we're going to continue this here real quick. Got to add my border. Got to add the border. You could do this in stages too if you wanted. So when you're thinking about your next birthday party or celebration, how fabulous would it be after the fact to go back and take these extra napkins and do a fun craft project with your family. Again, light strokes, and you could continue that on around. And we could continue adding all of our cute sayings or anything, or like I said, you could take just a piece of napkin in general and apply it to the whole entire terracotta pot. And then you find something like this. Now, how cute would this be for a little boy to put his pencils in or his crayons and help him remember his birthday celebration? Photos are always great to use in your mixed media projects, but I would suggest always using photocopies. Now, if you're making laser copies, there's no problem. If you're using inkjet, I would take something like our acrylic finish we have here, do a really light coat because you want to seal it so it doesn't have any problems later. Let that dry real quick before you do the decoupage. And you can see here in the example what we've done, and you'll have absolutely no problems with colors bleeding, and the project will look fabulous. Using heavy papers like cardstock or even some scrapbooking papers can be a little tricky sometimes in mixed media projects. So a great way to kind of remedy that is letting it just soak in some water. That way it's going to help those fibers relax and you're not going to have any bubbles. So while that is sitting there, I'm going to go ahead and apply my decoupage to our piece here. You don't have to let it soak too long. One thing I do want to point out though is when you've trimmed this to a piece like this, if you're letting it soak in water, the fibers might actually swell and you could have a little bit of excess on the sides. So something to consider: if you want a clean look, you need to let it dry and then trim it away. If you don't want a clean look, you can trim it while it's wet, or if you want a more raggedy, rough look, you can actually do it with your fingers. So we're almost ready here. Got that all ready. All right, I'm going to lightly take this up. I'm just going to wipe it off gently. Be careful, obviously, it's paper, it's been wet. You don't want it to tear. Apply that. And then we are going to, again, apply a decoupage. Always working from the inside out. But you can see, just like this, I waited till it dried and then trimmed it away. Or you can work with something like this and get a wonderful project. In your next mixed media project, I want you to think outside of the norm. Forget just the papers and the cardstock. Think fabric. You can really have a lot of fun with this. Here we've got a piece of nursery fabric that would be perfect for a baby shower. First thing, you want to check for color fastness just like you would any paper, and just apply a little bit, maybe to a little bit of an excess, a little scrap that you might have. You're going to let that dry, make sure the color stays the same, because you obviously don't want the colors to be changing. Real quick, when I do this, I like to use like a parchment paper or wax paper, because you don't want this sticking to, to the surface you're working on. So this is obviously fine. We're going to continue this. So much fun. There's so many cute fabrics out there right now, which there's a lot of cute papers too, but this just really gives you a lot of versatility. So you're going to continue this. Once you let this dry, you can easily cut this with a rotary cutter or a utility knife, and you're not going to have those frayed edges that lots of times just drive us crazy. Now, I'm going to put this over to the side. This is a piece that I've already cut out that's already been decoupaged, and we are going to attach that to our cute little box here, which is just going to make the most adorable little baby shower gift ever, because presentation's half the battle, right? It's not always about the gift, it's just how you present the gift. And this. Actually gonna start right in the middle. Press that down, and then we all want to take the decoupage, again, working from the middle out. Isn't that just cute? We're going to continue that all the way around, and when you're done, you're going to end up with something like this. Now, you tell me if your gift's not going to be one of the most pleasantly presented gifts ever. That is just too cute.